Hey everybody, Amy White with Worthy Written Words. Today we're going to be in 2 Kings chapter 2 in our Old Testaments. And the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to kind of lay out where we want everything to go. So we want the bottom of the paintbrush to be at the bottom of the page and then the paint strip at the top of the page. So using double-sided sticky tape, I'm going to attach this paintbrush to the bottom of my margin. And I'm going to use some photo mounting squares to attach the paint strip to the top part of my margin. Next, using a glue stick, we're going to attach these little pieces to our brush bristle cardstock cutouts. So at the flat edge, we're going to put the metal pieces, and it's going to be a little strip of silver, then with the bigger strip in the middle, and then another little strip on the outside. And these don't need to be separated at all. They can if you want, but they can just butt up right up against each other. And then on the opposite side of the bristles, we're going to attach the paint blob piece of paper. And it's going to be a little bit smaller than the edge of your bristles, so you can either off-center it so it looks like it's just on one side of the bristles, or you can also just cut your bristles if needed to make it look more realistic with the paint. Now, because the paint brush is raised or is thicker, we're going to raise this cardstock cutout by using these 3D foam squares, and so that way it'll just be about the same height as the paintbrush. We're just going to line it right up against the edge of that wooden paintbrush. Next, I'm taking the tab label, and it's having a little bit of difficulty coming off, so I just cut the edges. And I'm attaching that to the metal tab, and I'm placing that at the top of the page for now. I'll put it down in a minute. And then we're going to take our paint splots, and I'm going to use a pair of scissors to just cut off different sections of it so I can use this in multiple areas. So I'm going to put one of them up at the top next to my tab label, and I'm just doing it so that the majority of it isn't in the words, and I'm cutting off any extra that's hanging off the edge of the page. And then I'm going to put some on the bottom of my footer, and I'm going to put some on either side of where the title of the page is going to go, so you can see it on each side of that page. I'll finish the rest of that in a little bit. I'll put those off to the side. So now the way I'm arranging my butterflies is I take the biggest ones and place them on the page first, kind of sorting them by size and color, but just so that they're one like on either side of each other, so they're not all heavy on one side, like all the big ones are on one side of your paint stripe. So we want them to be kind of even. And then I just go next with the smaller ones and just kind of make it so that there's space and so that the colors kind of are separated, so that there's not all green ones together or all blue ones. I just want it to be really mixed. So I'm just kind of playing around with the butterflies, and then at the very end I put the littlest ones in whatever spaces are left. Now I'm going to use these 3 pop dots, and I'm going to put them on the 3 biggest butterflies, and the ones that I want to pop off the page the most. So your 3, it could even be your 3 favorite ones, but I'm just doing it on these 3 big ones. And what I've been doing is I took all the butterflies and I've bent them in half so that the wings will pop up off of the page. So the little ones I didn't squeeze in half, but the bigger ones I did just right down the middle so that they'll kind of pop up a little bit. So for the littlest ones, I use a glue stick, and then the medium-sized ones, I end up using a photo mounting squares, cutting them into littler squares because one piece would be too big. So I cut one photo mounting square into like 4ths, and then I'm using the smaller sections to put in the middle of where the body is on the back side so that the wings aren't sitting down. Next, I'm going to use double-sided craft tape to attach my tab to the top of my page. So when I put the washi tape on, I felt like it was too thick and I wanted it to be a little bit skinnier. So after I put this on, I'm actually going to pick it back up and I'm going to trim off the bottom third of it. So you can kind of see the herringbone pattern is cut into 3 different sections. So I just trimmed it to be a little thinner. You can leave it or trim it, whatever you prefer. Now returning to the footer, we're going to add the rest of the dots that we have on this other side of the footnotes. And then we're going to place the God Can Work Miracles in My Life along the bottom part so that it's kind of just however you prefer it. You can copy the way that I did it, or you can have it all off to one side, or whatever you want to do. And just the trick that I always do is I take the stickers off, and you can see at the bottom I'm aligning them on the back side of the sticker strip so that I can put them all down at one time. And it also helps me to be able to kind of see like the spacing and where they're going to work the best. Now, if you're following me step by step, here you're going to see that I put the God Can Work on the left-hand side of the footer, but then I end up wanting to switch it to be more centered. So the problem is that usually when I lift up the white stickers, right away they will peel right up, but this time these didn't. So if you want it to look like mine does in the end, then don't follow me at this point, but make the God Can Work in the middle of your footnotes and then Miracles in My Life on the bottom underneath. And that's going to be the last thing we do for this page. I hope you guys had fun with this paintbrush. I had a lot of fun coming up with it and creating it. Make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date on all the latest videos that get released. You can also follow us on Instagram and YouTube, Pinterest, and Facebook, as well as TikTok. Okay, well, that's it. We will see you guys next time. Bye.